welcome back to my channel. It is a very wet allotment plot today that I have walked onto. It was raining all night last night. It stopped raining now, luckily. It's very overcast, no sun out, but it's dry as in it's not raining. It's just the ground is very wet underfoot. But I have a lot to do this week. I've got so many jobs to do. I'm going to be taking you with me for all of those jobs and seeing how much I can get done this week. But the first job I'm going to tackle is the job that I have really been putting off, and that is sorting out my 3 compost bins. So I need to turn them all out, I need to turn them, and I need to add some cardboard to it and put them all back into 1 or 2 of the compost bins. So at the moment all 3 of them are full or slightly full. I've just been adding to them. They need a real sorting out and setting up so that they're actually going to be making compost. So they've got no cardboard in them at the moment, and a lot of the material hasn't been broken down enough. I've just been stuffing it in, so I really need to sort it out. I have been putting it off, but I'm going to get it done today. It's not actually as bad as I thought. It has started breaking down a little bit, but it definitely needs chopping up. It definitely needs some cardboard added to it. And I think I could probably get it back into this big one if I get it all chopped down nicely. So then that means that that big one can be then making some nice compost over the winter. And it means that I can be adding to the other 2 in a bit more of an organised process. So really what I need to do is be adding the material here, and then next time I come down, bring some cardboard down or something, some sort of brown materials as I go, and probably chop it up a bit smaller as I go. But I haven't been doing that. So this is what I need to do today, and in the future I think I'm going to try and be a bit more organised. So that really wasn't as bad as what I thought it would have been, and it didn't take me as long as I thought it would have been, so I'm really glad that I got it done. So I've now got 1 full compost bin. So this is the one that I will now just leave to turn into lovely compost. That is literally full to the brim, and I have layered that with cardboard and all of the material that was in the other ones. And this one, there's just a small layer at the bottom. There was a tiny bit that just wouldn't fit in here, and I've just layered that with cardboard. And then this one is now empty, so I'll continue filling this one until it's full, and then I can start on this one. But the area just looks so much better anyway. I think what I'm going to do is, because I've just done that, I'm not going to leave it like that and do sort of half a job. I'm going to go and do a few wood chip runs and just fill up this area just to neaten it up a bit. It definitely needs it in front of the raspberries there. I'm going to do it just a tiny bit at the back of the compost bins as well, just to keep it nice and tidy. And what I'm also going to do is, because I need to go to the car and get some of the manure I bought for my asparagus bed, I'm going to tackle the shed. So I'm just going to have a quick rummage through there and see if there's any rubbish, because I can take that in my trolley to the car to dispose of. And then bring the compost back. So I'm going to try and work smarter this week because I've got quite a lot to do. Okay, so I've pulled everything out and then I've just started putting everything back in. It looks better already. I've found 2 bags of compost. So this was the one the mice were in. This was the one the mice were in. And this one is a small bag of ericaceous compost. It's just a little bit at the bottom. It was right at the back on one of the shelves. I have already got a really big bag of ericaceous compost, which I'll use for my blueberry bushes when I repot them. And I've also got some compost to use in the pond. So I think what I'm going to do, I've got some farmyard manure in my car, which, like I say, I'm going to go and get and use for my asparagus bed, my older asparagus bed. But I've got a new asparagus bed, which I only planted up the beginning of this year. And that's got nasturtiums growing on it. So I think I'm going to take the nasturtiums out before they set seed. There's probably seeds everywhere anyway. And then I'm just going to mulch it with this, with what I've got. And then it means that they're not just being wasted in the shed, because I can't even remember when they were there for. There might even not be much goodness left in this compost, but I'll use them nonetheless. And then I'm just going to put everything back. But I've got 2 little bags that are in my trolley, which I'm going to take back and put in my car to dispose of. But apart from that, the shed looks really tidy now. So even though I don't really keep much in the shed, there's a few obelisks, a few old pots, a few cushions, there's not a lot in there. It still gets really messy really quickly, so I'm glad I've just ticked that off, and I can take a few bags of rubbish home, get rid of them, and it's nice and tidy. So this is the asparagus bed, which is absolutely covered in nasturtiums. It does look great, but I don't think it's probably going to be doing the asparagus any good anyway. So I'm going to get that all cut down now, and then I'm going to mulch it with the compost that I found in the shed. Looks absolutely fantastic. I'm so glad that I did that, and I'm so glad that I cleared out the shed and found the compost and decided to do this, because I was going to wait and do this, but now it's done. So it's just started to rain, and it's just jogged my memory that when it's raining and when it has been raining, the wood chip's really heavy. So I'm not going to do that today because it's going to be too heavy for me to carry backwards and forwards. So I'm going to move that on to another day this week. But what I am going to do is still do the asparagus bed before the weather gets too bad. So I've got my rubbish here. I'm going to put that in the car, and I'm going to bring the manure back from the car, and I'm going to mulch the asparagus bed over in that corner. Okay, so what I have done to this asparagus bed, because it's got a cocoa mulch on top of it, and I really rate it for deterring slugs. It keeps the moisture in, it keeps the weeds away. So I want to keep that on top of there, but it's still in really good condition. So what I've done, I have just cleared just on top of where each of the crowns are, and I'm just going to mulch on top of the crowns, and then I'm going to pull back the mulch on top of it, the cocoa mulch, and then hopefully that can just stay for another year. Really starting to rain now, so I'm really pleased with my asparagus bed. So that's my old asparagus bed, all mulched, and then my new one over here, I have covered that as well, but it's really starting to rain, so I'm going to call it a day for today. So stay tuned for tomorrow, where I'll be in my garden. Just wanted to ask a favour of those of you that aren't subscribed to me. If you watch my channel and you like my videos, please subscribe to me. My data on YouTube shows that most of my viewers are returning viewers, but they're not subscribed. So it would mean so much to me if you could just take that time to press the subscribe button. Please hit the like button as well, and send me a comment, say hello, because that's one of my favourite parts about releasing a video, is just having a chat with everyone on the comments. Anyway, that's it for me. It is really starting to rain now, and I will see you tomorrow. Welcome to my greenhouse. So it's actually now Wednesday. So I was at the plot on Monday, which is what you've just seen. Tuesday, which was yesterday, it was a complete washout. It absolutely rained all day here, and in some parts of the country, some of you actually had snow in the UK. It's absolutely freezing today. I woke up this morning and came out to the greenhouse because I still had my chilies in here, and I was thinking, please let them be okay. They are okay, but I need to get them in the house today, so I'm not gonna repot them today. They are absolutely fine. They're going on top of my kitchen cabinets anyway. I really wanted to get all the old soil off and repot them into smaller pots, but it is actually freezing. The weather's really taken a turn, and I think it's going to stay this cold for the foreseeable future. So they can't stay in this greenhouse any longer. So I'm just going to take them like this, in the pots they're already in, and put them inside my kitchen, on top of my kitchen cupboards for the winter. But before I do that, I need to do a job that I have been saying I'm going to do for goodness knows how long, and that is to cover my strawberry beds. Now, something has really been having a good time in here, and they've dug up all of the cocoa that was in here. The strawberries are looking a complete mess, and I should have done it a long time ago. I'm going to do it today. So I bought the netting home on Monday that I'm going to be using for these, and that's that really fine mesh. I'm going to be putting them over both of these beds, and hopefully whatever is digging in them will stop digging. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use just a fork, because I don't want to put my hands in this bed because something's been using it as the toilet, and I'm going to just try and spread out the soil so that it's a bit more even, and then I'm just going to get them covered. It shouldn't take me too long. I don't know why I've been putting off this job for so long. That is my question of the day. What job do you put off time and time again, and then when you do it you think, why didn't I just do that? Okay, that is slightly better now, so it's a bit more even. I'm just going to get that covered now. just going to do the same for this one. So the netting that I've used on these beds is one that I just get from Amazon. You can get it from lots of different places, but this one is quite reasonably priced and it works for me. You can cut it really easily. It comes in quite a big sheet. I think it's 2.5 meters by 10 meters. So it does quite a big area. I've just actually ordered some more because I need to get my onions planted out next week and I need to get them covered. So I've just ordered some more for that, but I will leave a link in the description in case any of you do need some. Okay, so the bed's all covered. My strawberry plants, I've got a bit more chance of surviving until next year now and not being dug up by something. So now I'm going to take my chilli and pepper plants inside. So that is all of my chilies and peppers safely on top of my kitchen cabinets now. So if there's a frost, I will not need to worry like I did last night, knowing that they were in the greenhouse. If you've got to the end of this video, let's have some fun and comment chilies in the comments. We had some fun a couple of weeks ago with cabbages, so let's try chilies. Thank you so much for watching today and I'll see you again soon.